What is good, YouTube? Welcome to the Texans Better Talk Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Texans content. And yeah, if you like what I push out, I really appreciate if you could do that. Helps support the channel, keeps me going. Appreciate all the new love. Today, we're going to be talking about how the Texans can upset the Kansas City Chiefs. It's almost that time of the year, the divisional round of the playoffs. The Chiefs hosting the Texans at Arrowhead in this divisional round. It's going to be hard. And I'm going to start by saying that. And to kind of give you guys some context, let me just read off a couple of stats about Mahomes and this Kansas City team. Mahomes is 15-3 in the playoffs. If you're here, you probably know that. He's never lost the first playoff game of his career. This will be, a first game of his playoff career in terms of the season. Sorry, I said that's so wrong. But he's 4-0 in the divisional round when having the one seed. This will be the fifth time he's had the one seed. He's 6-0 in the divisional round in all. 4 Super Bowl appearances in the past 7 years. 3 Super Bowl wins. Mahomes has never thrown a pick in a divisional game. He also has no turnovers. His passer rating is 115 in divisional games. And a nice little gambling stat for you. 8-point or more underdog teams in the NFL are 0-14 in a playoff game. Let me say that again. Teams that are 8-point or more underdogs are 0-14 in the playoffs. So now that I've kind of rattled all those stats, off towards you, how are you feeling as a Texans fan? Are you feeling like we have a chance? I got one thing to say. Good thing the Texans are 7.5 dogs, baby. Let's go. Give me the Texans all day of the week. We have a puncher's chance, man. We have a puncher's chance, which to me is like a 10% chance. But hey, 10% chance, man. What's the payout on that? We have a chance. Kansas City wants to be the Mayweather of a football team, right? Playing great defense. They're going to keep their guard up the whole game. They're not going to make any silly mistakes, and they're just going to jab at you, bro. Gone are the days where Tyreek Hill runs over the middle, catches an 80-yard touchdown. Gone are the days where Patrick Mahomes is throwing 55 touchdowns in a season. At least in this season, those days are not here anymore. They're going to slowly pick you apart. They're going to be like an anaconda that just slowly squeezes the life out of you, slowly stifles your chances at seeing victory. But the Texans have a chance. And don't listen to those media pundits, Stephen A. Smith, who say that they have absolutely zero chance. This matchup actually looks a lot better than an 8-point underdog matchup should look like. Now, if we were playing the Ravens or the Bills, I would be looking at you like we have no chance. But ironically, against playoff Pat, I feel like we have a little bit more of a puncher's chance. Now, where does that come from? It starts with our edge duo. It starts with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson and the people we bring after them. Danico Autry, Derek Barnett. It starts with those rotational front players. Now, let me be very candid and clear with you. If from the beginning of the game, our edge duos and our defensive line are not able to pressure Mahomes, there's no chance we win this football game. Absolutely zero. And that's frightening because last time we played the Chiefs, they kicked Joe Tooney out to left tackle, he's an amazing left guard. He also turns out to be an amazing left tackle. I forget their rookie right tackle. I believe he was a rookie. They had another right tackle out there, and they shut down Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. The only time Mahomes was sacked that game in week 16, I believe, was when Christian Harris blitzed from the linebacker position and sacked Mahomes. That's it. Mahomes did not take any big hits, and when he was pressured, he was able to escape and either run or find Kelsey. So what happened in that game? They picked us apart. Yes, there was that Tank Dell injury that kind of crushed our spirits. It was close up until then. Actually should have been tied. Fairbairn misses the extra point. But yeah, you have to put pressure on Mahomes. What has been Kansas City's biggest weakness the whole season? It's been protection and protecting Mahomes on his drop back passes. We are a team that's elite defense is designed around the edge rush duo and the ability to pressure quarterbacks and make them make bad throws, because we also have an elite secondary that can kind of capitalize off what our front can do. That has to happen. You have to start pressuring Mahomes. If Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are nowhere to be found, there is zero chance we win this game. There just isn't. Mahomes can create too long. He puts too much pressure on the secondary when you give him time to throw. That can't happen. Talking again about the defense, look, the run stoppage has to be there. I'm least worried about that. I do believe we will be able to stop Isaiah Pacheco. But Stingley and Lassiter have to have career games. They've been playing great all season long. This needs to be just as elite of a performance as how they played against the Chargers was. So that's all I will say about our defense. They are a Super Bowl level defense when they're playing elite. They are elite. They have to show that. They have to play like that in the cold weather in Arrowhead. And our front guys have to pressure Mahomes. That's where our fighter's chance comes from. What's the second thing that's got to happen? Look, we can't beat ourselves. That I feel like we've beaten ourselves so many times this year. We've wasted elite defensive performances because, now flipping to the other side of the ball, our offense hasn't been good enough. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If CJ Stroud showed no spark of life in that Chargers game and he played like he played the first half, the whole game, I would be telling you we have 0% of chance to win this game. The only reason why I still believe we have a puncher's chance is because there is a slim probability, it's there, it's slim, that CJ Stroud finds his groove and found it just at the perfect time in the middle of that Chargers game when he recovers that fumbled snap and finds Hutchinson. That slim chance that he flipped that switch and is able to come off jump ready for this Kansas City game. It's slim. This offense all year has been weak to bad. Joe Mixon has been there. He's been great a couple of times. The Stroud to Nico connection was great in the beginning of the year, but the offensive line was bad this whole year. Stroud wasn't himself. He's got, 14 picks on the year, 13 picks. And with all those injuries, we're really looking at Hutchinson and Mechie to step up. I'm not even banking on that. I'm not sitting here telling you that our fighter's chance comes from Mechie having a career day, Hutchinson having a career day. They've had plenty of opportunities to step up with the Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs injuries, and they haven't. So if you think that's going to happen and that's how we win this game, mark it as an L on your sheet already, because that's not happening. This game sits in the hands of CJ Stroud and Nico Collins. They both have to be elite. And focusing more on CJ Stroud, this can't be a game like the last time we played the Chiefs where CJ walks out there and throws a pick on the first drive. Can't happen, right? Can't happen. He can't follow that up, in the second half down the line. Maybe it was the third quarter or second quarter, I don't remember, and throw another pick, right? You can't have Stroud. It was the second quarter. You can't have Stroud throwing 2 picks and a half against this Kansas City team. That can't happen. And again, this is a slim chance. I really think 10% is a good number for this. For the offense to just show us that they can be average, they can hold onto the football, and they don't turn the ball over. This can't be a repeat of the Chargers where they turn the ball over 3 times and the defense gets 4. That's not going to happen. Patrick Mahomes isn't going to turn the ball over. It's just not going to happen. I read you his stats. And so, yeah, that's what I'll say about this game. That's where I think our fighter's chance comes from. To just summarize, comes from an elite defense that has the ability to pressure Mahomes and needs to, and just banking on the fact that maybe, just maybe, CJ Stroud in this offense is finally clicking at the right time after that Chargers game. So now let me give you guys a fun little prediction. I can't see the future. I wish I could, but this is going to be a prediction. I like doing these and then kind of seeing how it compared to the actual game. So prediction. It's a long and hard fought, brutal game. The coldness of Arrowhead is not lost on the players. You got to understand, it's going to be twice as cold as previously thought in Arrowhead. It's going to be like 12 degrees or something crazy like that. The Texans get hot early, and they are able to throw up points on the board in the first quarter. Kansas City is the one that starts with a little rust and only briefly falls behind. At halftime, the game's going to be very close. It's going to be too close to call. Stroud and the Texans offense looks as good as it ever has, which isn't amazing, I'll say, in parentheses. But unfortunately, they turned the ball over. Look, I want to believe this offense can be perfect. I want to believe this offense can be Super Bowl caliber. I don't know if Stroud throws an interception. I don't know if there's a fumble. Offense gets one turnover. They turn over the ball one time. However, Mahomes, who until this point has suffered constant pressure, he's a little rattled, feeling a little less Mahomesy, throws an errant pass that gets picked off by Derek Stingley, capping off what has been an incredible defensive performance by the Texans the whole game. I think the Texans put pressure on Mahomes. I think throughout the first 3 quarters, he's really smart with the football. But as the game's still close going into the fourth quarter, I think it finally gets to him. He throws a bad pass. It gets intercepted by Stingley, Lassiter, whoever. It gets intercepted. The Texans get the ball back late in the fourth quarter. They're down 13. They're down 13-20. And they're able to score and to tie the game. It's 20-20. We head to overtime. The Texans receive the ball first. They win the coin toss. They march down the field and score a touchdown. Now, since this is the playoff rules and it's a new overtime rule, that's not the end of the game. Mahomes gets the ball back. He gets a first down. He gets another first down. And after a couple of first downs, the drive stalls. On 4th and 4, they fail to convert, and the Texans win in Arrowhead. They shock the world. That 10% puncher's chance comes true with constant pressure on Mahomes and Stroud in the offense having a good day with only one turnover. And I think that's how they win. I think that's how they do it. Look, to kind of summarize and cap this off, last time we played the Chiefs, we had 2 turnovers. We had a season-altering injury and just devastation last time we were in Arrowhead. We've already played there before. We know what it's like. Stroud seems to be clicking at the right moment. Defense looks to be elite. D'Amico Ryans gets a second crack at this Kansas City team. They're rusty. They start off slow. Ultimately, it goes into overtime, and the Texans win. Am I being a little bit of a fan in that prediction? Of course. But you got to believe, man. You can't, as a Texans fan, get joy from this week of anticipation for this game if you just think we're going to get smoked, and you've been thinking that the whole week. You got to believe. So final score, 27-20 Texans. Takes overtime to win, but we shock the world. We pull off the upset. Don't ask me what my prediction is next week when we either have to play the Ravens or the Bills, because it's not going to be as fun for me to make, but we somehow do it. Playoff Pat loses his first divisional game, and it is the first time where the first playoff game of the season that he plays, he loses. You heard it here first. We prove Vegas wrong. Give me the Texans, baby. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you stuck around this long. What are your thoughts about the game? Do you think this could happen? Do you think Mahomes throws an interception, the first interception in his division game? Do you think the Texans can snap that 0-14 gambling streak? They are 7.5 underdogs on some sites. They are 8-point underdogs on other sites, so it still applies to them. So thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace out.